Menards is a home improvement retailer. It is also a real estate developer. It is also a subdivision builder. And when it develops a subdivision around one of its stores, the home builder who buys the lots is contractually required to purchase building materials from Menards. The retailer that does not carry Milwaukee or DeWalt, that has never expanded beyond 15 Midwest states, that runs a rebate program that 10 state attorneys general found was marketed deceptively. This retailer has built a customer acquisition strategy that begins before the first nail is driven into a stud in a house that does not exist yet. And the mechanism it uses to do it is the one thing Amazon, with its $2 trillion market capitalization and its same-day delivery infrastructure, cannot replicate. A 100-acre parcel of Midwest farmland that Menards bought at agricultural prices before anyone else knew a store was going there. It is also a real estate developer, not as a side project, not as an investment vehicle, as a documented commercial strategy that Menards' own corporate counsel described publicly as something its competitors simply do not have the structure to execute. In Yorkville, Illinois, a fast-growing suburb on the outer fringe of the Chicago metropolitan area, Menards purchased approximately 250 acres of farmland, built a store, developed 164 single-family homes and 68 townhouse-style condos on the surrounding acreage, and sold the lots to a local home builder named AMG Homes under an agreement that required AMG to purchase virtually all building materials for the project from Menards. The store was built first. The neighborhood was built around the store. The residents of that neighborhood are Menards customers. The home builder who built their houses was a Menards customer before any of them moved in. That is not a coincidence of geography. It is a documented commercial strategy. The clearest documented example of how this works is Yorkville, Illinois. In 2001, Kendall County, where Yorkville is located, was named by the Census Bureau as the nation's fastest-growing county at that time. Menards had already purchased the farmland before the county's growth trajectory became widely known. When Yorkville annexed approximately 250 acres of the Menards-owned farmland, the company had already planned the store location, the residential development footprint, and the material supply relationship with the home builder who would eventually buy the lots. AMG Homes built 110 houses on the lots they purchased from Menards. Every board, every sheet of plywood, every bag of concrete for those 110 houses came from the Menards store that had been built specifically to serve the neighborhood that was built specifically around the store. By the time a family moved into one of those houses, their relationship with Menards had already been established through the supply chain that built the house they were living in. The mechanism that makes this strategy compound over time is the customer loop. A home builder buys lots from Menards. The home builder buys materials from Menards, contractually required to as a condition of the lot purchase. The home builder builds houses on those lots. Those houses are adjacent to the Menards that sold the lots and the materials. The people who buy those houses need home improvement materials for the next 20 years of home ownership. The store is within driving distance. The store that sold the materials for their house is the store they walk into when they need a replacement fixture, a bag of drywall compound, a set of tools for a weekend project. The customer relationship that began before the house was built extends through the entire period of home ownership. That is not foot traffic. That is a compounding loyalty loop that starts at the lot sale and never ends. Here is where the story stops being about retail and starts being about the loop. Garrett Caffey, Menards corporate counsel, described the strategy in terms that no Home Depot or Lowe's executive could use, for structural reasons. He said, "We are a private, family-owned company, and we don't have some of the issues that Lowe's and Home Depot do. We have ideas that they don't have, and the resources to implement them." That statement is the entire explanation for why Menards is the only home improvement retailer in the United States that is also a subdivision developer. Home Depot cannot sit on 250 acres of undeveloped farmland for 3 years while waiting for a county's growth trajectory to mature into a subdivision opportunity. The quarterly earnings structure that answers to institutional shareholders requires capital deployment on predictable return timelines, not on the multi-year horizon that farmland development requires. Menards can sit on land holdings as long as the strategy requires, because John Menard does not have a quarterly earnings call to justify the carrying cost of an undeveloped parcel to a shareholder base. In Medina County, Ohio, Menard Incorporated purchased more than 300 acres of land for a development called The Market at Medina Line. Multiple parcels across 4 separate transactions totaling approximately $12 million. The development is anchored by a Menards store with additional retail, restaurant, and commercial parcels on adjoining land that Menards also owns. The company has not shared its plans for the surrounding parcels with the local developer managing the adjacent retail corridor. It does not need to. The land is Menards. The development timeline is Menards. The commercial relationships with homebuilders who will eventually develop the residential parcels will be Menards. The strategy works the same way in Ohio as it worked in Illinois in 2001. The product categories that anchor this strategy are the same categories Amazon cannot touch. Amazon's structural advantage is in products that ship in boxes, arrive in 2 days, and cost less when the retailer eliminates the store footprint and the local labor that serves it. A DeWalt drill bit, a pack of fasteners, a can of spray paint. Those products are vulnerable to Amazon. A pallet of 2x4s, a bundle of roofing shingles, a load of concrete blocks, a truckload of windows manufactured by Midwest Manufacturing. Those products are not. The physics of building materials, their weight, their volume, their need for job site delivery coordination, their quality inspection requirements, are exactly the characteristics that make Amazon's logistics advantage disappear. The suburban homebuilder who is buying the Menards lot and contractually sourcing materials from the Menards store is not going to order lumber on Prime. The Menards strategy is anchored in the product categories that make Amazon irrelevant as a competitor, combined with the land ownership that makes the customer relationship captive before it begins. John Menard started by building pole barns in 1958. The pole barn is a simple structure, posts in the ground, a roof overhead, the minimum enclosure required to make a productive space. Menard's retail stores grew out of that same physical logic. The drive-in lumber yards are pole barn architecture at scale. The residential subdivision development is the same impulse. Buy the land, build what is needed, create the customer relationship at the ground level before anyone else arrives. The strategy that Amazon cannot replicate is the strategy that started with a teenager building pole barns on Midwest farmland. The land was always the point. If this changed how you think about what makes a retail business genuinely defensible, subscribe. The competitive moats that last the longest are almost never the ones built from technology or brand advertising, and the ones worth understanding are almost always the ones built from something much more basic.